The ocean. The ocean is one of the wonders that defines South Florida, desirable to those of us who live here and to the huge influx of tourists who flock here to enjoy it for a few days or longer if they're lucky. A treasured partner in the fight to save our seas, to provide scientists with the tools, the ships and yachts to explore the oceans is the nonprofit International Seakeepers Society, and their family of seafaring vessels continues to expand. Here with us this morning is Brittany Stockman, the Director of Programs and Policies for Seakeepers, and Claudia Potamkin, a Seakeepers Ambassador, whose yacht, the Defiance, is the newest member of the fleet. And I had the pleasure of meeting some fantastic scientists as you basically inaugurated the Defiance this past week. And I think that, you know, I love the name Defiance because this is saying we defy you to continue to pollute our oceans. Why did these type of, adopting these vessels, why does it make a difference?
It makes a humongous difference because if you look at the research academic fleet, those vessels available to scientists and researchers today, it has declined exponentially. People actually expect that by 2025, the fleet will have declined even more, 40%. Therefore, we have this great need for scientists to get on board and get on the water. How do we get scientists there? How do we transport them there, the equipment, and collect the data that they need? So we had the idea to take boat owners, and in Florida, as you know, there's tons of marinas, tons of boat owners, and have them use their boats for science when they're not in use.
It's amazing. And what in specific, Claudia, made you say, this is amazing, we need to be a part of it, and what do you hope to achieve?
Well, I've been an ocean lover for always. I could sit for hours and gaze out at it,
yes,
and wonder.
Yes.
And I know that as a population, we understand that the health of the oceans is critically important to so many aspects of our own lives.
Yes.
But as Fabian Cousteau said, which I just love this quote, he said, we protect what we love, but how can we protect what we don't understand?
Yes.
So I recognize that with funding being cut across the board, it's had a huge impact into the scientific, the research and monitoring and such.
Yeah.
So the idea that Seakeepers had to take vessel owners, to take cruise ships, to take ships that were all over the world, all different times of year in all of the different oceans,
yes,
and have them compile data and be able to beam it up to satellites so researchers could
yes,
gauge
so
the
you
health.
said, count me in.
I said, count me in.
Yeah.
If there's something I can do, absolutely.
Yeah.
So.
And in fact, being there the other day, one of our favorite scientists in the world, Dr. Gruber, who we have had on our station, was looking at, unfortunately, what's happening to the shark. He was there, and he was like, okay, book me. I mean, he's ready to get on that. And that's going to happen. I mean, we're going to see actual impact coming from these type of marriages.
Absolutely, and we already have. Just last year, actually, exactly a year ago,
yes,
I was able to go on a trip on a member yacht for a week in the Dry Tortugas, where, as you know, if you're familiar with the Dry Tortugas, there's nowhere to stay. If you're not in a sailboat or anywhere, you're going to be camping on the beach.
Yes.
So we took 4 scientists from the University of Miami, and we allowed them to stay on board, provided all of the tanks, everything necessary for them to collect 450 tissue samples of coral.
Wow.
And this facilitated for one girl to finish her PhD, which is huge.
Well, and I think some of the most pioneering work on corals is being done here. In fact, you happen to be an intern at one of the most amazing, we're so proud of the Rosenstiel School of Science.
Absolutely.
And our dear friends there. What, I know you're quite an adventurer anyway. Is there going to be any room on the boat for the scientists, or you're going to want to be out there? Can you go along with them when they're actually making their discoveries?
Absolutely. Even if I have to be, towed behind on a little line, I'll be able to go. One of the beauties of the boat that I have is that we can get into a lot of places that I think the last boat that was added to the fleet is 250 foot vessel that has an actual dry and wet lab on it,
yes,
where they can do all this. So we can get into places that a lot of boats can't. And there's just so much that they need to understand.
Yeah.
And in the Florida waters right here, there's a lot to learn. You talk about, and one of the things, again, that Seakeepers does that I find so fascinating, so wonderful, is they're able to integrate integrate boat owners with actual projects. I mean, I love the Adopt a Buoy program.
Yes.
Where we're able to protect these, these very sensitive, delicate coral reefs. So what you do is you're able to adopt these buoys. Buoys do two things for us. They cordon off areas where the delicate coral is, and they give boats a place to tie up rather than throw an anchor, which is going to hurt the bottom.
There's such great programs, and so tell us, if they want to become a part of it, where should they go? They can see a lot of the projects on your website, which is...
Yes, Global Oceans is my company, and we have this wonderful yacht, Defiance, which we're chartering, and we're doing some developing programs with children to learn.
Okay.
So Global Oceans, which you'll see the site on.
And directly to SeaKeepers, we're going to put that address up as well.
Absolutely. It's just www.seakeepers.org.
Love
and
it
we have
all.
all of the information available online.
And I'll be there with cameras soon for hopefully some great discovery.
Excellent.
Thank you very much, ladies.
Thank you.